like I'm not. Am I lagging? Am I lagging? Am I lagging? Okay, let me know if I'm lagging before I start. Because this is like really something serious. Like, am I lagging? Good morning, baby. Good morning, girl. How you doing? Chanel. Hey, boo. Okay. So this is what I wanted to say. So as far as the Kanye situation, I went and I rewatched the rally 2 times, and I went the 3rd time, but I stopped in the middle of the 3rd time. Now, if you watch it 1 time, I feel like you're gonna just be like, you're gonna judge him, and you're gonna look at him like he's crazy. But when you go back and you just watch it, like clear your mind, clear what the people have put in there about him in this world, and clear everything, and just watch it. Kanye, and y'all are going to beat me up, but hopefully I can get y'all to see what I saw. And then if I'm wrong, you can help me. But when I watched it without judgment, without any of that, he had some very, 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 very good points. And if you believe in the Bible and in God, you understood exactly what he was trying to say, okay? Now, I'm going to go from the beginning to the end. Nikki's pregnant, we'll talk about it in a minute. I'm going to go from the beginning to the end. When he first came out, he talked about police brutality. But for some strange reason, they cut out the audio, right? They cut out the entire audio. Just listen. Don't come with your negativity. Don't come with any judgment. Come listening. You're leaving now? Great. That is why the world is in the state that it's in now, because everybody thinks they're right. Everybody wants to be right. Everybody wants to say it's my way or the highway instead of sitting here listening to each other and understanding each other. So you're more than welcome to leave and unfollow. I don't mind. You have the right to do whatever you want to do because that is your life and you have your choice. But that is why the world is in the state that it's in now, because everyone wants to believe that they are right and they don't want to discuss situations and understand and come to an agreement. Now, because like they said, like Nick Cannon said, when he quoted Malcolm X, the media will make or break you as a person. It can make you look like you're the shittiest, the craziest, the best, the horrible, whatever. Look at Jada and Will Smith. Everybody thought that they were just this beacon couple. And I'm not saying they're bad, because they had their own choice to have an open relationship or to do whatever they want to do, because that is their life. Whatever they do is their decision, and we don't have a choice to say how they live their life. If they want to have 10 girlfriends and 5 boyfriends, that is their life. Who are we to tell somebody how they're supposed to live? As long as they understand, that is their choice. You can't tell somebody how to live their life. My mom whooped me as a child. You may not want to whoop your child. A dad may tell his son, hey, you're going to get out there and cut this grass and do this, but my dad didn't want me to cut the grass and do this, because that was their choice. That's how they wanted to raise their children. That's how they wanted to live their life. Now, anyway, to all my people who have an open mind and an open heart and are willing to listen. And then I will let y'all guess me and tell me how you feel. Now, at the beginning, he talked about police brutality. And when he spoke on police brutality, they cut it off. I don't know why, but they did. Then after that, he spoke on abortions. Now, the reason he started crying to me was because it was a very touchy subject, because his dad did want to kill him. His dad wanted his mom to have an abortion, but his mother chose to keep him. And when his mother chose to keep him, that then, I guess, because I am an emotional person too. I'm very, very, very emotional. So I tend to cry on the spot, because when I'm very passionate about something, I cry. When I'm an empath, so I start feeling other people's emotions. So you probably start feeling his mom emotion, like she was debating with his daddy because his daddy wanted to kill him, but she didn't want to, and boom, boom, boom. And he said that is what by her keeping him is what made him the person that he is today. Because if she would have listened to her husband, he would not be here. So to him, that was very, very, very emotional. But what social media is putting out, they're only putting out the bits and pieces, because social media knows that people aren't going to go and search the whole thing. Only people who really want to get the whole understanding are going to go search the entire thing, which has made me why I go search the whole rally. Social media is only putting out that he cried and he looked stupid, but he cried because his mom kept him, his dad wanted him to go away, but then he tried to do the same thing that his dad did, and he wanted to kill North. He was telling Kim to abort North, but Kim said, no, I want to keep North. And so he was just like, all those emotions, like, damn, my daddy wanted to kill me, but my mama didn't want to. I did the same thing my daddy did, but my girlfriend at the time didn't want to. And so now, look, now I'm going to have an amazing child by the name of North. Now listen. So then the people were like, so what is your views on Planned Parent, whatever the shit's called, abortion and Planned Parenting, whatever. So this is what he said. They didn't show this either. They just showed that he just disagreed with it. That's not what he said. So when he was talking, he was all over the place, but I got it. I got what he was trying to say. He was trying to say he personally is against abortions, but he will still allow women to have the choice to make the decision to do what they want to do with their body. That is what he said. He's against abortions, because what he said was, when you can abort a child up to 6 months. I think he said 6 or 8 months is what he said. What did he say? Something he said about aborting a child. I don't think that's right, because it takes 9 months to have a baby. So yeah, you can't abort a baby at 6 months. I think I heard that wrong. You can abort a baby up to a certain time. So cut me off on that. I said that wrong. But he said go back. So you're a Gemini. You get distracted. Go back, abort. He said you can abort a baby up to right. You can abort a baby up to a certain time, but he said once that baby is in you, he feels that is a soul, right? He feels that is a soul, and you should not be able to take away 3 months. Thank you. You are not able to take away a baby's life. That is what he feels. So he thinks in the Bible it says it takes a village to raise 8 to 10 weeks. Thank you. I said months. Thank you, friend. It takes a village to raise a child. And what he means by that is, granted, he was like, if you get raped, he understands why a woman will want to get rid of that child. If you are mentally unstable, he understands why a woman wants to get rid of a child. When you don't have the money financially, he understands why a woman wants to get rid of a child. He understands that because you don't want to bring a child into a life that you don't even want to live in. He gets that. But like he said in the Bible, it takes a village to raise a child. And when it takes a village to raise a child, that's when your parents, even though you were raped or whatever the case may be, and I know you don't want to live with that memory, but he's just saying that's when you still love that child, bring it up, and that child might become something special. That's what he's saying. That child might become something special. That child might be the next president. That child might be the next doctor to come up with the cure for AIDS, because it was brought into something that was so toxic that God will bless that child and make that child be something special. That is what he feels. So a village, if you have a good village, and I don't care if you don't believe me or whatever the may be, if you have a good village, a family, and then he also said what he wants to do is, and see, y'all are only listening to what you want to hear. You didn't hear what I said. He also said he's still going to give women. He's still going to give women the right to do whatever they want to do with their body, but he's also going to try to make some type of plan where is it if you don't have an abortion and you feel you can't take care of your child, he thinks women should be given some type of money, like, hey, give her $15,000 at the beginning of that child to help her raise that child, or give her babysitting options, or give her this. That is what he said. He said she can either still have the option to abort the baby, but he feels there needs to be something in place to help that woman to take care of that baby so you don't have to abort the baby. Because the girl who got on, I'm breaking up. Because the girl who got on stage, she said the only reason she had an abortion was because she didn't have the funds to take care of her child living with making $9 an hour. So she knew she couldn't have that baby. That's messed up. But if there was something in place to help her while she had that $9 hour job, then therefore she would not have aborted her baby. That is what he's trying to say. There needs to be a village. There needs to be people. There needs to be some type of organization to help women who are in that mindset to feel like, damn, I can't raise my baby, or damn, I'm going to be a single parent because my boyfriend, I thought he loved me, but now he don't. But I really don't want, because no mother really wants to get rid of her child. Forget the rape part, but if you have a boyfriend, you were in love with that boyfriend at that time. You thought you and that boyfriend were going to be together forever or raise this child, and it just didn't happen. Nobody wants to just get rid of that baby. You got rid of it because now you're going to be a single mom, you're going to be by yourself, you're going to be struggling, and that is why you did it. Well, I don't want to speak for women, but that's why I feel most women do it, because I know if I was a woman, I wouldn't want to be struggling by myself. I wouldn't want to bring my child into a life of, damn, mama, why you do this to me? So he was saying he just feels there needs to be some type of organization to help women so they don't have to have abortions. But he's still going to allow you to have abortions. That is what he's saying. Because if his father would have persuaded his mom to abort him, he would not be here. If Kim would have allowed him to persuade her to abort North would not be here. That's all he's saying. That's all he's saying. So stop looking at it as like he's saying, because he did. He said, women, it's your body and you have your right. But he feels as though y'all also need to have a choice with somebody helping you just so you don't have to have abortions. That's all he's saying, because in the Bible he said, thou shalt not kill. And granted, that is what you did when you aborted that baby, but he's not judging you for it. I'm not judging you for it. But it's just he wants to have something set in line so you don't have to go to the point of abortion, if you get what I'm saying. That is what he's saying. Next, he talked about gun violence or whatever. And he said, and people are laughing at him when he said guns don't kill people, people do. They were like, yes, guns do. Y'all, stop being ignorant, people. Stop being ignorant. You knew exactly what he meant. Guns do not kill people. It is the person. If I go get my gun upstairs and I lay my gun on this table, because people were like, what does he mean? The gun's still because the person, you knew it. If I lay my gun on this table, don't yell, Zoe, because I don't want nobody to think I'm yelling at them. Relax. Because I get passionate about stuff too, because I'm telling y'all, I was all for Kanye's crazy, but I used to love him back in the day. I loved him. And then, I'm going to get there. So anyway, if I lay my gun on this table, that gun is not going to kill me. That gun ain't going to pull the trigger and kill me. That gun isn't going to go off. The only way that gun is going to go off is if I pick that gun up and I kill somebody. That gun can't do anything without me. That is what he was saying. And people were trying to say that, and that girl who was in the background, That was her question, and she was about guns. I think she wanted to ban guns, and Kanye was like, if you ban guns, other countries are going to have power over you. That's what he was saying. So if they come into our nation, if they come into America, and we have banned gun laws, and they come and they start blowing up shit, we're going to be defenseless. So he was saying it's not the guns that are killing people, it's the people that are killing people. So what we need to do now is make up some type of law where you can't get a gun unless whatever. See, and I don't know right now because that's something you have to sit down and really think about. Maybe up the age to 30 or up the age to, because you know, men are kind of irresponsible. We kind of grow up kind of slow. So maybe it should be, instead of 21 or whatever, maybe it should up it to 30. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let's up this bitch up to 30. Maybe that this time the men know how to handle a gun. I don't know. But that is what he was saying. And then when he attacked her in the back, because mind you, before she was in the audience, she was on stage. He brought her on stage because he wanted her to speak. Now, why he got mad was this: when he allowed anybody to speak, he wanted you to respect their thoughts and what they were saying. This is what he wanted. So when one guy was speaking, he didn't want you to clap, he didn't want you to agree. He wanted you to just speak, because sometimes when you clap or agree, it can mess up your train of thought. Like me, I'm trying to talk, but I'm looking at the comments and then I start babbling. So he wanted them to be able to just talk clearly and think about what they wanted to say. So that's why he was just like, can we just be quiet and let people talk? So he turned around and he told her, he was like, hey, every time I say something, you're in the background saying, like, disagreeing with me. And it was just messing with him. So he asked her, why were you doing that? If you want to come here already with this hate in your mind, or come here and disagree with everything I'm saying, then why did you come? So he put her back in the audience, and that's when he told her, you're like TMZ, you just came here to say this, and blah, 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 blah. And that's why he attacked her, because she was on stage, and then she was just in his ear, like that's just like me. If you support me or whatever, and I'm talking, and you come to my concert or whatever, why come to my concert just to talk about me? Like, why come to my concert to say, fuck you, Zoie, you a piece of shit? Then you should not have even came. Like, debate about what I'm saying online, but don't come to my concert and debate about it. Debate about it online. And be with everybody else who don't like me. But anyway, so now we're going to go to the, but what he was saying was wrong. No, he didn't. She was talking about, what he said was not wrong. Her question was the guns. He answered it. Guns don't kill people, people do. She did not agree with that. You saw it when he said it. She shook her head like, no. She didn't agree with that. I totally agree with that. A gun cannot kill a person. The person has to pick that gun up to kill a person. So that's when he said that if another country comes in here and nobody has guns, then we are defenseless. That is what he was saying. And then the Harriet Tubman question, this is what he said. People, y'all just gotta listen sometimes. Because he gets really deep, and it's just like, Kanye, just say it clear, baby. But like somebody told me, a billionaire is not a dumb person. They're not. So when he said Harriet Tubman didn't free the slaves, this is what he meant, in my perspective. She helped the slaves escape. This is what she did. She helped the slaves escape. But then after they escaped, all they did now was go and work for white people for like 25, 50 cents or whatever back then. I don't know, I wouldn't lie. So it's like you're technically not free because you're still working for the white man. That is what he was saying. And then somebody came out here and said, well, Zoe, there was no black businesses. I get that. So what he's trying to do now, after he said that, because they didn't play the whole thing, after he said that, he said now, yes, you are. somebody said not true. That is true. Now you're free to marry. You're free to do whatever you want. But technically, because y'all say it today. Technically, we're black people. We are not free. Y'all say it today. But how come when he says it, he's wrong? But we say it today. We're still not free. We're still fighting for freedom. George Floyd, we want freedom. Breonna Taylor, we still are not free. Police brutality, we're still not free. But when he decided to say Harriet Tubman, he should have said she helped them escape. But they were still not free because they were still bounded by the white man's being in control. That is what he meant. So after he said that, if you kept listening, he was like, black people now need to have businesses. He said, we need to be the ones sitting up there with the CEOs. We need to be the ones sitting up there making decisions, because until then, nothing's going to change. Go listen to it. He was like, we need to be there. That is why he said he is now sitting up there in Gap, making his clothes with Gap, because we need to have people up top running things. And when you're up top running shit, then you're free. And he said, we're never going to be free because the government is nothing but just law and order anyway. But when people think like God, that is when you are free. That is when this world will be free. No law, no Republican, no Democrat makes you free. Living the law of the land, which is by God, is when you are free. That is what he said, and that is what he meant. But people aren't going to get it because they're thinking that he is dumb. They're thinking that he is crazy. I sat there and I listened. Kanye just has so many thoughts going in his head that it gets clustered and it's all trying to come out at one time. And you got to just breathe like me. I got to breathe I got to remind myself to breathe. So breathe and get it out. No. She is a national treasure. Who? You have to breathe and get it out. You have to sleep clearly. Sometimes it's not even about speaking clearly. It's about just listening. Listen to somebody. Listen to exactly what they're saying, because he's very passionate about it. I see it. I see it. It's just, and like he said, I don't give a fuck. Excuse my language to my people who don't curse. He was like, I don't give a fuck about winning the president race. He said that. He said, I don't give a fuck about it. He said, I just want people to understand and be free and live like they're supposed to live. Like, oh my God, y'all, I used to love him. I loved him back in the day, and then when the media tried to make him seem crazy, like he was stupid, I fell into that same wave, I guess. And I was like, oh, Kanye dumb, Kanye slow, Kanye stupid. But I had to pull myself back and really listen to this man. And then he also said this too. He explained why he sat down with Trump. Now, when he sat down with Trump and them, sometimes you have to sit with the people to understand them. Get it? So, like, let's just say none of us, we want to understand the law. We want to understand this, but we're just like, you know what? Fuck him. I don't like him. Whatever the case may be, screw you. But to understand Trump and his views or what they're doing, you gotta go in that motherfucker and sit down. You gotta go in there, and it don't mean you they friend. It just means you're like, I'ma fuck with you just enough to understand how you run shit. I'ma fuck with you just enough to see what the fuck is going on, so I can take it, learn it, and make it for my good. And that's what I feel he did. I feel he went in there to get it, learn it, and try to make it for his good. And so just like with Jesus, everybody, just like with God, everybody talked about him when he sat down with the people who had leprosy and people who were the prostitutes and people who were the thieves. He sat with them. He dwelled with them, and everybody was calling God a hypocrite. They were calling him this. They were calling him that. And I feel like that is what people are doing. I'm not saying Kanye is God. Let's not put words in my mouth. But I felt that is what he was doing. He's just trying to learn everything. Y'all, I see it different. I see it different. He does hate black women. I don't know. The media will make you think he hates black women, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. He said he hates black women. Well, send me that clip, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't think the guy is crazy. I just think he needs to just breathe and get it right. I just think he needs to breathe, think about it, and get it right. Do I think he needs to be a president? No. But do I think he needs to be like a motivational speaker and just keep putting his money into good foundation, like good organizations and helping black people? Yes. But president, if he could get himself together, he has a better mindset than any of them people as far as like Trump and Biden. He has a better mindset. But as far as like I don't want to say he's not mentally stable, because I feel he's mentally stable. I just feel when you have so many people attacking you, that is what messes when you're with your mental, when you're trying to express something. Just like with me, when I'm trying to express something, I'm just the type of person where I just be like, you know what? When I cut this phone off, it's whatever. I don't care. But everybody's not built like that. But when you have millions of people, because half of us can't even handle a bad comment on our Instagram. That's why we, like he said, that's why we use filters on your pictures. Or that's why you do this. Or that's why you do plastic surgery or whatever. And I don't want to word that wrong, because sometimes we do it because we want to make ourselves feel better, or we want to do it for ourselves, or because that's what we wanted to do. But sometimes we do things because we do want to please others or fix something that we think is not right. But if we all had that mindset of we were made in God's image, and God made us perfectly in the image of what he wanted us to be, then it doesn't matter what anybody says about me. It doesn't matter if my tooth is chipped. Like, I need to fix my chipped tooth, and people talk about my chipped tooth all the time. I don't give a fuck. I have a big forehead, but I'm not gonna go shave my forehead down. I put a hat on, but I got a big forehead. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We all have something. Like today, somebody hit me up. They was like, "Zoe, don't romanticize Tourette's. That's not good." I was like, if I find Tourette's attractive, what is wrong with finding? When I fall in love with that person, I'm gonna fall in love with everything about them. I'm gonna fall in love with their Tourette's. If I fall in love with somebody who's OCD or ADHD, I'm falling in love with that. So it doesn't matter if I romanticize Tourette's. If that is sexy to me, it is sexy. If vitiligo, however you pronounce it, is sexy to me, it is sexy. Like, that is what I'm gonna fall in love with. If my person is born with one leg or 13 fingers, I'm gonna fall in love with that. It doesn't matter what that person has been dealt with in life. I think I'm just different. I think I'm just different. It's so hard trying to live the life that, when you're in this world, and you see how the numbers drop from 5 to 6 because people don't like to listen. They don't like to try to understand. It's hard trying to live like how we're supposed to live. We're supposed to be nothing but love and doing this. And all Kanye was putting out was, I don't know, it's so hard. It's hard to tell people, because everybody has their own mindset and opinion and thoughts. It's hard. That's why I said there's never going to be a right or wrong answer. There's never going to be this world is never going to come to 100% agreement on anything ever. But it's so funny because everybody claims to be Christian or Muslim or whatever, but it's hard. It's hard when you're like a good person for real. It's hard to try to explain stuff. And I'm not perfect. No, I'm far from perfect. But when your heart is kind of perfect, I guess, it's hard to explain stuff. Like, it's hard to get people to get it. Like, I see what